Good morning, Jupiter. Thank you so much for joining us on this gorgeous Wednesday, even though it's technically Tuesday. I wanted to dedicate this entire month to Kelly, one of my followers. And the reason I'm doing it is because her reaction to seeing me and being so pumped about all the things that I post just got me thinking, I want to do this entire month about glowing up. And I know that's like the new tagline, like glow up, show up, whatever. But you know, I think for me personally, it's been to turn 50. I kind of feel like as we age, we get different things that kind of, you know, lose their velocity and lose their luster and all that kind of stuff. So I thought, if anything, this is a perfect show because I have a lot of followers that are my age. Now, we're not going to include that with Leanne because she's a baby. 24, 25?
5.
There you
25.
Go. See, I wasn't far off. I said 24, you're 25.
I do have 2 babies though. So.
I know, my gosh, she looks fabulous for 2 babies. Watch this reel. We'll be right back and we're going to talk about all the things for glow. Thank you so much. This is Glow Up month of April, and I have Leanne with me, who is not an actual native of Florida, but you come from Asheville. And when I said to her, Asheville, oh, that's where all the great breweries are. And she goes, the great breweries and the smoking pot and the hippies. And I said, that sounds like Colorado. But now I know why a lot of people love to go to Asheville. So how long have you actually lived in Florida then?
I've been here for a while now.
Okay.
I want to say 13 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so half of my life, but I always like to say
yeah.
my roots are still in Asheville. It's very much engraved in me and a lot of.
You even have that southern twang a little bit.
I know.
Yeah, like in your voice. I knew you weren't from Florida.
Yeah.
When we very first met. Okay, so people are probably wondering, and I thank you so much for all the DMs because I'll tell you what, after I did this procedure with her, I got more DMs than I had ever received. And I think it's partly because people know that I'm a baby and that I hate needles. And the reason that I decided to try this procedure and be the guinea pig was because she had me at needleless, okay? So for anybody that doesn't know, I do represent a lot of different brands, and when I do them, I always tell people I will absolutely talk about your product, but I have to try it for myself. I have to make sure that it's something that I know will be good for me, especially with my health issues. And I'm so excited to say that I had 0 reaction to this. I absolutely love it, and I want you all to run out and call her tomorrow because, you know, I mean, and in fact, I'll come in a little close. Okay? No lipstick on, just a little liner and gloss, okay? For anybody that didn't see all the thousands of posts that I do, you know, which is probably rare. But at any rate, okay, so initially, how did you even find me?
Well, we just, go through Instagram daily and are always reaching out.
Okay.
We're very brand focused, so we're always trying to introduce people to our services, whether they already have the service or they're interested in the service or it's just something they've never heard about.
Right.
So we're always trying to, network with people locally, and I'm a big networker. I love people, and
Right.
I love, it's not really about making a sale, but it's about introducing myself and getting to know people.
Right.
So that's why we had reached out to you. We really liked your page and everything like that, so we thought it would be a perfect fit for you.
And then when you found out how old I was, were you freaking out like most people?
Well, no, I didn't it didn't even cross my mind, I was like, oh, she's just gorgeous. I'm just going to message her. My services will look good on her.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I so appreciate you for that. Okay, so how long, before we tell everybody what this procedure is, tell me how this procedure is different. And the reason I say that is because this is actually a product that I had never even heard of until she reached out to me. It's a formula that's put in by way of a tool that some diabetics used. And I know that sounds crazy, so kind of explain that first. And we're talking obviously about lips, since I just showed you my lips.
Yes.
The needleless procedure. So why don't you talk a little bit about the tool,
okay,
and why this procedure makes it so different from people that go and get the needles and have fillers and stuff like that, because I thought you gave an excellent explanation.
Sure. So this is actually called, it's a hyaluron pin. This technique, like she said, this mechanism per se, has been around for years in the insulin and like diabetic world. So basically, if you can imagine, we're able to insert product, whether that is medicine or filler or anything, through just pressure. So it is great for people, one, who have a phobia of needles, two, who want like a safer delivery of the product or the medicine that they are looking to inject in themselves, because there is no big cannula needle that is going in with traditional fillers compared to this. So what the device actually does is you put whatever product in here. So for me, I obviously don't inject insulin medicine into clients. I am doing filler, so I put the filler in this ampule, and then through this device, actually, if you hear that clicking noise, that is the pressure that is going in and allowing the product to penetrate the area. So all of our body is porous material. So just through high pressure alone, we are able to distribute the product into the skin.
And there were two things actually that I wanted to mention with that. Number one, for anybody that's saying in this moment, oh my God, that noise, what does that feel like? It does kind of like jar you for a second because you're not used to it. And then I said to her, as the procedure went on, it feels almost like your baby brother, like snapping a rubber band just to be annoying. So it's not that it hurts, but because you don't know when that snap's gonna be,
it's like the anticipation.
It's like the anticipation of it. But then when you feel it, you're like, oh, that's it. And the other thing you mentioned to me, which I thought was very important to say, was the difference between a filler having the needle and having to put that distribution that way. You're able to kind of manipulate where you're putting this, so you're getting the filler in more of a covered area than you would if it was just through a needle that can only go through the lines of the skin.
Exactly, yeah. So with every single push of that noise, I'm able to evenly distribute the filler. So whether I put it at a 0.5 or a 0.3, I usually go anywhere from 0.1 to 0.3 when I'm doing the lips. So I'm able to measure the filler evenly with every single shot that I do. And what's different from this and traditional filler, one, not only is it half the price of what you would be going to pay at a dermatologist office or a plastic surgery office, where traditional fillers can go anywhere from $600 to $1,000. This is 1/3 of that price, and it's also much safer, and it also distributes the filler much more evenly.
And it's all hyaluronic acid.
It is pure hyaluronic acid.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys are familiar, if you've ever heard of the term hyaluronic acid. If you haven't, you should be using it, men and women. It is the most hydrating agent there is. Basically, I like joke, I wish I could take a bath in it every night because it's that good for your skin. It pulls water to the area, so not only does it get rid of fine lines and wrinkles, but it also plumps up the area. So it can be used on the lips, it can be used for facial contouring, for under eye bags, for fine lines and wrinkles, like I said, smile lines, all of those areas, because it's that hydrating. And the product that I use, this is actually a brand called Hyalofilla, and it's one of my favorite, and it is pure hyaluronic acid, and you can get up to 6 to 9 months out of this product.
So that's 6 to 9 months, pure hydration, and 1/3 of the cost. I mean, that's
and no
kind
needles.
of a no-brainer with no needles. And the thing is, ladies, because, you know, for the women out there that are getting to be my age and older, you know, our bodies produce hyaluronic acid naturally. However, as you age, we start losing all of that. And in my case, my illness puts all of that on a progression scale. So for me, it's like, it wasn't until my mother came down and visited me when she said to me, oh my gosh, Dawn, it's starting to really affect your lips. Because in my case, I'm like Benjamin Bratt, but backwards. Everything is trying to, So when she had noticed it on me, I thought, oh my gosh, maybe there's something that I can do about it. And I had already been through all the Vaseline and, you know, I had done everything that I could. But the problem is when you're only doing it topically like that, it's going to stay on there for a little bit, but then it's going to dissipate, you know, sometimes within an hour or so. So the fact that this actually will last for 3 to 6 months, and you had also said, you can build this upon layer. So for women that, like, I just wanted her to kind of, I agreed to come in. I said, look, I'll be the guinea pig. I'll do this for all of the people out there. But I didn't want to come out looking like a Kardashian. I just wanted her to kind of replace what was there. She did a fabulous job. You had more comments, like I said, than any other product that I actually sponsored. So I thought that was great. But have to. But what do they expect when they actually call you? Like, how would that procedure go?
So I usually do like an over the phone consultation. I answer any questions that you may have, kind of put you at ease, or maybe you don't even know what to ask. So I kind of just, lead it by conversation. Each person is different. Some people know exactly what they want. Some people aren't really sure. So I always make sure I'm very big on education, and whether that's I'm doing your ombre powder brows, I'm doing lip blushing, I'm doing filler on you, I'm very big on educating and making sure that the consumer knows what they are doing and what to expect and have realistic expectations. So one syringe, 1.1 ml, is about this much of filler. So it is absolutely going to provide hydration and plumpness. But if you're coming in with, on the thinner side of lips, do not expect to walk out with a Kardashian look. Even, some people, I love that look, for example. So, it's taking me multiple syringes to get my lips to where they are now. But it is, a lot of people are scared of it because they don't want to look like that. Not everyone loves that plastic look, which I understand. So
they call that the duck look, I think. There's
I'm a big fan of the duck look, but not everyone is.
They're like, bring on the ducks.
Yeah, I love it all, but not everyone is. So it's good to have realistic expectations. And filler doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be like some intimidating thing. And especially with this procedure, it's not a scary procedure at all. Like she said, it feels like rubber band snaps. And it's a very natural look. Obviously, we can achieve that bigger look if that's what you desire. Just know that might take, maybe two treatments. But one syringe, everybody's anatomy is different. So it's good to have realistic expectations and not be scared of the procedure, because it really is a fabulous procedure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I agree. And I think for everybody, whether you're young or old, your confidence is, it all comes from the inside. But I mean, we spend just as much at a fancy restaurant today for what a procedure like yours is. So it might be that little extra something that just gives you that boost to give you that extra confidence for you to pursue whatever it is you're trying to pursue. Now, lastly, you actually have more than one service there, which I wasn't aware of. So when you go in there, it's like a full-on spa, and you're located down right off of Military and North Lake.
Yes.
Right in the complex of Papa Chiropractic. So it's a little shout out there to Alessandra. And what is a procedure for eyebrows? I mean, I've never had any of that stuff done. So just give me a quick overview. If somebody says, okay, you know what, I want to glow up this month, I want to come and see Leanne. What can they expect? Like, is that tattooing? Is that something that just stays on there for 6 to 8 months, or what is that?
Okay, so my business is called Effortless Arches. So I take pride in giving you effortless beauty. Like she said, just to kind of circle back, is when you look good, I truly believe that you feel good and you do better. I'm a big proponent of being confident in your own skin, but I also know that looks are very important. So, people can diss that all they want and say looks don't matter. They do.
I think it's relative to the industry that you're in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
if it's an industry where you expect it, then
when you look good, you feel good, and mental health is super important. But what I specialize is obviously the filler, the hyaluron pin, but I also specialize in ombre powder brows and lip blushing. So ombre powder, it's similar to microblading. That's a very common term, but this technique actually it creates more natural results. It lasts 2 to 3 years, and it creates like a soft powdery look on your brows that you don't have to worry about filling in. So it's great for people who have full brows, who just want like a little bit more density to them. For people that have no brow hair, alopecia, all of that, this technique is by far the most natural looking treatment there is for the brows that you don't have to worry about. But it is still a semi-permanent procedure. So we are still inserting pigment into the skin, which classifies it as a tattoo.
So that could be up to 6 to 9 months before it starts. Because to me, ombre means that you're starting at a lighter color, ending with a darker
so
color.
ombre is really how we go from the tail. It's the darkest, medium to light.
Right.
But no, it lasts 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't have any desire to do any of that stuff right now. But for anybody that does, what is the cost of something like that? If it's going to last for 2 to 3 years, how many procedures do they have to get? Is it literally like a tattoo, once and done, and then you're out?
So we do the first treatment is $397. And that's the promotion I'm running right now. And so then you'll have the first treatment, and then 6 to 8 weeks later, you'll come in for your touch-up. That is $150. And then after that, I only see you every 15 to 18 months for like an annual color boost.
Okay. And then maybe for everybody that's watching the show, she'll give a coupon code.
Yes, absolutely.
To give all of the people, but they have to make sure that they said they saw it on Real Talk.
Yes.
Okay, so we've covered the lips. Okay, so that's for you, Erin and Kelly. And we covered the brows. And is there anything else that your salon does? Because I just want to make sure, because it seemed like a full service salon and it was very COVID friendly. When I got in there, everybody's masked up. It's a beautiful, very clean and sanitized office. And she's got the huge lights and everything. And it was almost like a tattoo artist. Because she looked at my lips for about 10 minutes and then she starts like drawing on them.
Yeah, I do.
So you were so detailed.
Yeah,
and I loved that. I thought that was
I'm
great.
very detailed. I'm like a perfectionist when it comes to my work. Not only, this is a very intimate thing, so whoever comes to see me, like, they're trusting me with your face.
Right.
So I definitely don't take it lightly. Like she said, I stare at your face and your anatomy and your brows for like 10 minutes. Some people get freaked out. I just tell them look at the floor because I'm like staring at you for so long. But it is, I do take it very seriously and want to make sure everyone is getting what they desire and, great results from my services. So I do the brows and the semi-permanent makeup and the hyaluronic pin. And then there's other people at the salon that do facials, they do lashes, they do lash lifts and tints, they do brow waxing. I don't do brow waxing, I do brow shaping, but I don't recommend waxing for the semi-permanent procedure.
Okay.
But yeah, we do everything there.
And with Mother's Day coming up in May, do you guys do any packages?
We do. So I have a couple packages that I'm offering, and we can add it in the comments or whatever.
Okay.
But some ombre, like an ombre brow package with the hyaluronic pin. Or for fine lines and wrinkles for your lips, you can use it on any area that you desire. I also do the lip blushing, so that creates like a soft medium tint to your lips that lasts
And the
2 to 3 years.
not to cut you off, but the lip blushing, in case anyone doesn't know what that is, as I didn't, you actually can do it look like a tattoo procedure.
It is a
putting
tattoo.
the pigment of the color of your lips back in.
Yeah.
And you pretty much do that also in an ombre effect. So that's the other thing I liked, was that nothing is done with just one color. Because as anybody knows, it's easier to kind of start a little darker and then go lighter than putting something completely dark on.
Yeah.
And because normally I don't even wear makeup unless I'm like doing something like this, because I'm biking most of the time. I don't even really go out that often.
Yeah.
But I think the packages are awesome because like I said, I had a lot of people that reached out to me and said, would I even be able to afford this? And what you're saying is right now you've got specials that are running. Now, is it cheaper if somebody actually came in and said, you know what, I want to spend like a day with you?
So we can't do too many treatments at once because
Okay.
each treatment we're essentially traumatizing the skin.
Right. Okay.
So we don't want to cause too much damage to it. So you could absolutely do brows and lips in the same day, but you can't do like lip blushing and hyaluronic pin in the same day.
Right.
You have to wait 2 weeks in between those treatments.
Okay, and you are certified.
Yes.
Because that's very important to me. You have
I'm
your
certified,
licenses.
licensed. I'm insured. I also.
You're already onto your second location because the first location you kind of outgrew.
Yes.
That's where I had to meet you the first time. So you're in a beautiful location, I think, right now.
Yes, I've been in business now for about 1.5 years. I have over 100 5-star reviews between Google and Facebook and Instagram. So that's never never a concern.
And the before and afters, I mean, they kind of speak for themselves because I didn't even realize what the before really looked like until I looked at the pictures. And then my mom said, my God, your lips look incredible. And what did you do? And I was like, well, we're going to talk about it. Because I think they look very natural.
Yeah.
And it does get a little bit of the bruising from, just like you said, I mean, you're still doing the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But it was incredible. And for somebody like me, I already have enough to deal with the disappointments of what my health brings sometimes, that if I could just have a little bit of feeling good just with something like this, and I know in my case, you kind of sponsored this for me, but it was huge. I mean, like I said, I did wake up and I was like, oh my God, my lips are back. So, it's those little things, that just are so huge, I think. Especially today, everybody's feeling like they've been trapped with COVID, So it's like we all can just give ourselves a little bit of a boost. And the hyaluronic acid, unfortunately, it isn't permanent. So I think everyone is different, but you had said to me that it should last about, 6 to 9 months. So, I think that's amazing.
It is truly amazing, and you really can't go wrong with hyaluronic acid. It is like the purest form of hydration there is.
Okay, and how long has this pen been on the...
So this is
To do this.
this has probably been in the United States for about 2 years now.
Okay,
but,
I thought it was fairly new because I never heard of it.
Yeah. So obviously, everything really originates in Korea and in Europe. They're like the beauty capitals of the world. So they've been doing this device, I want to say for 5 or 6 years. But yeah, it's been around for, not too new, but not, not forever.
Right. Okay. Well, awesome. You know what? I think we covered everything.
Yes.
Because what we're also going to do is we're going to add in the video because, as I said, I was the guinea pig for this. So I actually allowed it to be filmed while I was getting the procedure done, which was kind of funny because, there's like stuff all over my face and you're working around me. But I think we'll let the video speak for itself. And if anybody has any questions on this, and I say this in all of my videos, that you can certainly DM me. But please, reach out to Leanne.
Yes.
Because sometimes I get like so many of you, and I can only answer from my own experience. But as she says, she deals with so many different faces, so many varieties of skin tones, skin textures that, whomever you are, I think it would be better. I don't want to be an advisor. I don't want to be somebody that you actually do this with. Okay, so I thank you so much for coming all the way up here and sitting with me. And I think that's where we're going to leave it.
I think
okay, because I think we covered everything. Okay,
Yes.
so I thank you so much again
Thank
for
you,
watching.
guys.
And I don't know if you've seen my show, but at the end
I
always-
have. It's
Yes,
awesome.
okay. So then at the end, I always say on 3, I say besito because that's to all my Latin family. You can say whatever you'd like, but this is where we're going to end it. Okay? All right. So besito.
Bye.